Do you just want to introduce yourself? So I've got and who you work for and what your job title is.
Yeah, I'm Danny Fitzgerald, a director at Core Project Services, and we're building surveyors and project managers.
Perfect. So, yeah, my first question was, what results have you seen from using the software?
I'll be honest, we've seen really good results. Feedback from our clients is really positive. We do a lot of occupier work, so we work in the occupier work, not the traditional landlord. I say traditional. The landlord world is a lot of traditional sort of JCT, minor works, intermediate contracts. We do a lot of design and build contracts, but we present the tender, the software in our pitch documents. Like I said to you, so we have the two slides, and the clients absolutely love it. As soon as you're saying we've got this software, this is how we manage the project for you, we show them a sample dashboard report, we show them risk registers, and they just sort of think, oh, bloody hell, these guys really know. And to be fair, I did have a call with a landlord client the other day and told them that they were sort of like, really? And I was like, yeah. And it was like, and I was showing them the software. Sometimes I get it out when I meet clients and just show them how it works. So I think it's been really positive in terms of the feedback. Sometimes it's hard to see how that translates to, direct results.
It's kind of a little abstract.
I think it's adding to the overall service we provide, and creating a much more positive view of us as a business.
Why do you think clients like it, Dan?
I don't know. I think it presents the data in a more current, readable format, especially on the dashboards. Now I've developed a system where every 2 weeks, or if it's twice weekly meetings I'm doing, I'll issue a dashboard report, set of minutes from it, and probably a risk register. And there may be one or two. So say there's a payment in there, I'll put the payment in. Say there's a variation, I'll put a variation order in. And I'll set it out like that. But I think that the dashboard is the overarching update, which for some clients where they have to report into boards or overseas, it's great. They just send them that snapshot.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay, great. So what's been the impact on you as your role as a director?
One thing that's great about it is it actually becomes a hub for all your projects.
Right. Yeah.
And I can see where other projects are through ESTA.
Yeah.
So there's a management aspect there. Like I was saying to you earlier, Mel's going to have 2 jobs coming online. I can see if she's doing her payment certs and her minutes because they're on ESTA.
So from like an operational point, it just gives you that sort of visibility to the
and it gives us
company
consistency between the surveyors, that we're issuing the same documents and working in the same process for each project. I know every surveyor tends to work differently, but it creates sort of that like benchmark.
Yeah, the uniformity that you want them to work to as a business for a consistent approach.
And I'd say that's been the biggest thing for me, as well as some time getting used to it. But more than up to speed. And every time I get a job, I upload it on there now.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Great. So like you come off Word and Excel onto ESTA. Like how has it been different? Because I think like a lot of people are working on Excel, Word. They're heavily baked in. Like, what's the transition been like?
The transition's been fine. There's a few teething issues. What I would say is, I think the information we're providing to our clients now is more than we were cutting a lot of corners before. We just do a payment certificate, send that out. Sometimes, apart from the dashboard report I showed you that I started to bring in later, some surveyors wouldn't even bother because it's not a requirement of our job, but it sort of shows really high level project management if you're producing them. And I do agree. It's easily accessible. It's easy to produce on ESTA when all the information feeds into, it's sort of all the data is feeding from itself. So I think that's been great.
Yeah. So what's it like what's it been like working with us?
Good. Yeah. No problems whatever. Yeah. I like these regular touch points. Every time I have something, I contact you. You guys sort it out. I like that it's a relationship thing, and that you're actually relying on us to help build the software rather than some of the other softwares you get is this is it. crack on. There's some limitations around the function, and you're a bit like, oh well, that's just a negative. But with you guys, it's like here's like a constructive feedback, and you take it on board and think, well, actually we can change how the software works. And I love that. It's developing a software bespoke to each individual.
Yeah. So the way that we look at it is like, we make it for the general market, but like obviously you guys are using it, right? So we want to get as much feedback as we can to build products that you want to use, that are helpful to you, rather than like you say, some people put the blinkers on. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Good luck. So yeah. So what's been the most surprising result when using ESTA?
I'd probably say functionality, because you sometimes question whether, you think that you're going to type loads of numbers in and it's not going to read and it's all going to go wrong, and you start to think, oh God, this is a pain in the ass. But it's actually, the usability is very, very good. It reads through. And like I said earlier, sometimes when I'm like, oh, it doesn't do this, doesn't do that, I look back and it's like, that's user error. I haven't clicked this. And sometimes if you understand fully how it works, you realize it's the users that are causing the problems rather than the software itself.
Sure. Yeah, I get that.
I think that's been the biggest surprise, is that how well it does work.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. And then just two more from me, Dan. In pounds and pence return on investment, what have you observed when implementing ESTA? And it doesn't just have to be return on investment, because we also want the software to be a money maker as well, right? So say putting it into bids and stuff. So what?
I think we're seeing the return, more than the return on it already, because if you look at the last 3 months, probably since we really started to implement ESTA and started to market in our pitch documents, we've won some really big jobs, some big names. Partly that's come from the way we pitch, but also having done completed projects of that size. So that goes, but I think it's really adding to that whole package.
All right. Yeah.
And I think ESTA's a real big part of that.
Perfect.
I don't think I've got one client yet that's come back and said, oh, we've appointed you because of ESTA.
I would be, I doubt that. You guys are actually doing it, right? Yeah. But
hopefully one day someone goes, I've appointed you, that software's great. But no, I think they really feed into it.
Perfect. And then last question, Dan. What does ESTA allow you to do that traditional document processes can't?
Access all the information in one source. Like I said, I can access all of my jobs, all of my payment certificates just on ESTA. If I've got that saved on my server, I've got to go back, open up a job, click through folders.
Yeah.
And the portfolio dashboard, for me, that's our work resource dashboard.
Right. Yeah.
We have the stages of the project. We have how many projects working on the value. We have the map where they're all shown. That we bring that up at every monthly meeting.
Perfect. Yeah.
What jobs we've got going on site? What jobs we've got finishing? What jobs we've got in design? Where do we need to plug a hole? We could have a shortfall there where there's going to be not much going on. We use it as a real resource tracker.
Perfect. Well, thanks very much, Dan. Really appreciate going through that.